In today's video, we're going to take a look at Hotlink Protection, what it is, and why you may want to use it. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 113, Monday the 13th, here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll get right to the topic, and stick around after we get over the quick meat of the topic, because I'll show you how you can have fun with people who are stealing your bandwidth. So let's head on over to the screen. If you are watching, let's go. No. Here we go. If you're watching live, please say hi in chat. Give the video a like, and that will help others to find it. All right. Yes, Vinny, here we go. And we are going. All right. So what is Hotlink Protection? Basically, if you have an image on your site, it has its own URL. So it would be basicjoomla.com/images/pictureoftim.jpg. And if you don't have Hotlink protection turned on, someone could display that image on their site. So why would it be bad for someone to show a picture of me on their site that's hosted on my site? Well, first of all, it might scare small children. Second of all, it's going to use bandwidth. Let's suppose that that page that they're showing you the picture of me on gets 1 million hits. That's 1 million times I'm serving up that image, potentially without any benefit. Now, no one's going to post a picture of me on their site, but they might have a funny picture or a graph or something that you're hosting, and they may be using similar information and just using your resources. So you want to protect hot linking from other sites. And to do that, I get confused here which glasses I have on go here. To do that, we're going to go into our control panels. Don't forget to head on over to basicjoomla.com giveaways. Sign up for the newsletter and be entered in this month's giveaway. Automatically in every month's giveaway. We'll have a new winner coming up soon. All right, so you want to go into the, I'm going to do this on host control C panel in my hosting. Maybe you can tell that I went to bed at 4 o'clock this morning. Anyways, so you're going to log into your web hosting, and then you're going to, I'll just search up here. I'm just going to look for HOT in the top right, and we can go to Hotlink Protection. You will find it down in the security settings, wherever they are, depending on the order. If you're using Plesk, I don't know if Plesk has anything like this. Also, I'm going to talk later on about how you can do this using some rules in htaccess. But you go into Hotlink Protection in cPanel, and you will see that cPanel now, the latest version, automatically enters in all of the domains that are in your particular web hosting account. And so it's going to allow any images on your site to be shown on any of your sites, which is great, because maybe you do want to use an image and you don't want to keep uploading it to different accounts. So these URLs will be allowed to show images from my site. And then down here, what you want to do is put the file extensions that you want blocked. So if you don't want people using JPEG or JPG or JPEG, GIF, PNG, or bitmaps, then you just put those in there. If you had a PDF that people were ripping off, you could put PDF and add that. And then you just simply need to submit. Now there's a little bit here to read. Allow direct requests for examples when you enter the URL of an image in a browser. All right, so if someone was going to post the absolute URL right in the image of the browser, in the absolute URL up here in the browser address bar, then I believe that's what they're talking about. It says you must select the Allow Direct Request checkbox when you use Hotlink Protection for files that you want visitors to view in QuickTime. All right, so I don't have this checked. I don't need it, so I'm not going to check it. All right, we can just simply submit this, and of course I already have it on, as you can see at the back up here. Vinny, how does this affect OpenGraph Images? That's a good question. We could test that later on. I believe that this is that OpenGraph Images are probably gathered directly from the domain and then put into where they're displayed. But that's a good question. Let's visit that in a little bit. Anyway, so of course, if you go in and Hotlink Protection is not enabled, you're just going to click Enable, and that will make it go. So I'm going to stop right there. That's the quick part, but stick around for the fun because I want to show you a really cool thing that you can do. If you're not worried about Hotlink Protection and you find people using images on your site, you can use it to your advantage. So, but if you're not going to stick around for that, I do want to thank you for tuning in today. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Ring the bell to get notifications of new live streams and things happening on the channel. That would be great. If you're heading out, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. All right, and for those of you who are staying, yeah, that's a really good question. Let me show you how you can find if people are hot linking to your site. And for that, we want to still be in cPanel. We want to go to the stats, if they're turned on for your hosting, metrics, and you want to go to AW stats. Let me switch screens there. All right, we're going to go to AW stats. And now you can view the stats for your domain. Now, notice I have stats for cyberassault.org before I had it running on an SSL. So I'm going to view here, cyberassault.org SSL, and you would click on view. And that will open up a tab, and it shows you, this are just sort of a graphic representation of some raw stats, access and stats from your account. Now, down the left-hand side, you'll see some options. What you want to view are, let me find it. Referring sites, I believe it is. All right. Yes, and I already had that open over here. So you'll see here, here's a list of sites that have referred traffic or called for something from one of your domains. All right. Now I have a bunch of things here, games.espn.com, fantasy.espn.com. I think probably what all of these sports things are a common source of bandwidth stealing is when people take an image that's on your site and use it for an avatar in their forum or for one of their profiles that they're doing, in this case, perhaps on a fantasy website for sports. Or it could be, they're on a forum and they're leaving comments and their avatar shows up. So these URLs show up. Now what you want to do is go through these and you can right-click, open them up in a new tab, and then search for your domain inside of the source of their page. So for instance, I have some already set up to show, but let's just show, what will we do here? Look at this. Oh, then that one's Russian. I don't want to open that one up. Let's go down here. It should look at it should be an actual page. See, this is webmail.earthlink.net, so someone has opened up an email and viewed one of my images, so that's called for it. Facebook.com. Here we go. Starbike forums. All right. Down at the bottom. Let's open that in a new tab. And here is a forum. All right. Now, which image is coming from my site? Well, what we're going to do is this. We're going to right-click and view page source. And now I'm going to go F3 and search for cyber from Cyberassault, because that's my domain, cyberassault.org. And look, here we go. Image source equals cyberassault.org images funny pictures. Now, all right, so somewhere someone is using one image from my site, and it's funny pictures H helmet back. So we'll go back here, and we will go F12 now. And we're going to inspect elements, and let's just check out, let's just start to look at pictures in the code here. It'll take you a little while to find this. There we go, but here we go. There's the image right there. Now, I have Hotlink Protection turned on right now. Why don't we do this? Well, first of all, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open this in a new tab, that URL in a new tab. and it's not going to work because I have that feature turned off. Okay, actually this might not even exist anymore. I may have moved it. In fact, that could be the case. Let's check that out. Cybersalt.org images, funny pictures, /h, helmet back. All right, let's go to File Manager. All right, and we'll be in public HTML. Images. All right, and what was the URL of that? Images, funny pictures, H, helmet back. Okay, images, funny pictures, H, helmet back. What image are we looking for? Let's go view. We're looking for this image here with the helmet on backwards. Okay, great. Now, so I'm going to go into here, into Hotlink Protection software. Hotlink Protect software. No, not software. Security. Hotlink Protection. And I'm going to disable Hotlink Protection for now. And I'll go back here and I'm going to refresh this page. And I think that, well, there we go. Now the image shows. So here's an example of how Hotlink Protection is working. Now, here's something fun that I wanted to show you, and then we'll talk about if you don't have Hotlink Protection as an option in your web hosting control panel. Because this person is using this URL here on their site, or someone has shared this picture, or here's a thread on badass bikers, and so they're showing some different pictures. You can actually rename this image and upload a new image under that name. So the first thing that you would want to do is make sure that if you are using this image on your site, that you change the image name everywhere that you're using it. We've seen tools that you can do that. I think is it Image Manager from RH? It's escaping me the name. We did a live stream, Rick Span's site product. But what you can do is you could actually upload a picture here and run an advertisement for your site here on this form. And you could make it even a bigger picture. I did this a while ago. Years ago, I found that someone was stealing bandwidth by using a picture of a monster truck for an avatar in their site, in a forum. And it was getting lots of hits. And so I didn't know about blocking things then. But what I did was I renamed that image everywhere in my site. And then I made a new graphic of that image with that image name. And instead of it being a big monster truck on this macho site, I changed this guy's avatar picture to a little tricycle with those sparkly ribbons hanging out of the handlebars. And so everywhere on this macho site, his avatar was now showing this little bike, this little tricycle. That's right. Thank you, Valerie. Image Manager from R2H. Right. I was thinking RH. That's the company that a friend of mine owns. RHS Mechanical, something like that. Anyways, if you don't care about hot linking, or you don't want to, you're not going to turn that on, but people are stealing your images, or maybe it's on sites and you want to get advertising out there, create an ad for your site and a message, and it will show up everywhere that people are stealing your bandwidth. And oftentimes you will see that this is in older posts on forums. But the fact is that the stats that I was looking at, thank you, Valerie, the stats that I was looking at are for October 2019. So this image has been viewed this month. So it's something that you could have a little bit of fun with, use to your advantage. You could put up an ad for, are you struggling with your website? Call now and we'll get rid of your frustration. Or do you like listening to old time radio shows? Here you go. Here's one to listen to. Go to iloveoldtimeradio.com. Anyways, whatever you want to do, that's something that you can do. It is, like I demonstrated, it is a bit fiddly in order to find some of the places where, sometimes it just shows the URL. It doesn't show the exact path to the actual page, so you can't do much there, knowing which images are being pulled from your site. Just for an example, here's a site here that it doesn't show right now, but if I have this off, I'll just refresh. Somewhere on here, there's I remember. There was a cat image in this forum that was being called, and it actually no longer existed on my server because years ago, before I knew about Hotlink Protection, I would move all of the my images around in different folders and rename them so that it would break up this and people would at least be getting 404s. Valerie says you fear it would attract hacker rage. I suppose that's a consideration. So you might want to not do that. But what I did on this site, I actually found in the site, I found where they were looking for my CyberSalt. It was this one here, Clean Laugh Images, cat laugh. That didn't exist anymore. When I was preparing for this live stream last night, I uploaded a picture of me having my head after my head was shaved for Cops for Cancer, and named it catlaugh.jpg, and my picture is actually showing up on this site. Another interesting site that I found here was this. Let's see if this loads here. Oh yes, here was another forum where someone had posted a picture or something down here. I think it was an avatar. In fact, I don't see where it was. It's this image here. If I go F12, see cybersalt.org CL_images/1 ZZZZZXA dog puppy laptop. It's actually a picture of a puppy peeing on a laptop. Anyways, that weird URL is one of the previous things before I moved sites around, so I could put my image on there. And there was another one. No, that's the same thing here. That's a link I want to show you. There was actually a site I found that was set up so it would look at the image on my site, and then it would convert it and upload it to, it would grab it and upload it to their CDN, to their content delivery network. And so they weren't so much stealing bandwidth from me, but they actually, the code in there had the URL, and I think they were still stealing bandwidth. Whenever their site was called, it would look for that, and it would upload the image from my server to their CDN. So they weren't loading it every single time, but anyways. So just a little bit of fun that you can have if you want to with people that are stealing your bandwidth. But then again, if you don't want to create problems for yourself, like Valerie said with Hacker Rage, then you can just turn on Hotlink Protection, and it won't show, your images will not show up on domains otherwise. Valerie says, being new to all this, is this the type of thing which might lead you to whitelist their IP address if they aren't using a VPN? Yeah, so how do you allow someone to use your images? So if you want to let them, that's a good question. I think that's sort of in the range of what you're talking about. To whitelist their IPs. I guess you could, now if you want to prevent them, you would probably want to try to blacklist them or block them somehow. But having said that, yeah, you can, here, let's take a look at this article here. Okay. I have these in the video description for today's video. This is an older article. Oh, it says last updated August 7th, 2019, so it's not that old, it's updated. And this is about Hotlink Protection. It talks about what cPanel Hotlink Protection is, which we've looked at, and how to enable it. It talks about some of the limits. In some cases, you might want to allow hot links to your content. Why? It's sometimes necessary. A common example is RSS. If you include images in your RSS feed, people who read the feed via a web-based provider won't see the images. All right, good point. Hotlink protection can also be a resource drain. Every time content is requested, the server has to check and see if the request is for a file that is protected. If it is, it must then check and ensure that the referring URL is allowed. Well, not a big deal on a small site. Hotlink protection is a step backwards if you're aiming for a speedy site. So, should you use it? Well, you can decide for yourself based on what we've talked about already. But here is some examples of preventing hotlinking with htaccess. Ivor says if it's shared server, the IP address is the same for all accounts, so white blacklisting will not be the right way. Yes, good point, Ivor. If you don't have a dedicated IP, then it's going to you're not going to be able to use whitelisting or blacklisting. I think hotlink protection would still work because it actually is looking at where the URL that traffic is being called from, and it resides in your hosting account. But here, if you want to do hotlink protection without cPanel, or try some other things, here's some htaccess rules that are provided here by, I should mention her name, by Claire Broadley. So here's to block everything. Here's a rewrite, so rewrite engine on, rewrite condition. So if it's not, that's what this up arrow is. Okay, this up chevron, caret, right? Is it caret that we call that? If it's not from your domain, then it's not being called from without your domain. All right, so basically, if you're calling your images without your full domain, hard-coded in, then rewrite anything that's JPEG, JPG, GIF, or PNG, rewrite rule, and just make it nothing. Just take out the file ending at the end. And what that will do is any site that's trying to see your images from any site other than your own site or your own web pages in your account that are pulling images without the full URL, the ending gets changed. Now notice, stop hotlinking from certain domains. Here's something. This will occur when images is requested by hotlinkingsite.net or hotlinkingsite.com. Rewrite condition if it's, I might be wrong. Oh, I might be wrong about that caret, that up point. You have to play around with these. But if someone from hotlinkingsite.net or hotlinkingsite.com is calling for one of these images, then rewrite the URL and just block them. So this would be a way for me to not be blocking hotlinks, but I could block it from a site that was using tons of resources, or maybe even from a competitor site who is using my images to sell their products instead of me using my images to sell my products. So you can turn things off there. I must be wrong about the, okay, it's not the up chevron, it's the exclamation mark in this one here. Exclamation mark is not. So if the referrer is not, here there's no exclamation mark. So it says if the referrer, if hotlinkingsite.net calls for images, any of these files, rewrite them. And then here's one, stop hotlinking from all domains with exceptions. So you can, the following code will produce a 403 forbidden error instead of requested image. So rewrite condition. So if it's not from your domain, and if it's not from myspace.com, I think this is an older article just updated, then, and it's not from your site without a hard linked URL, with a specific image URL or URL for your image. Oh my goodness. Then rewrite that. So that's probably, this might be the way that, to answer your question, Vinny, that you can allow some access to some sites for OpenGraph, like Facebook, and for some of the main ones. But what we should do is we should test that OpenGraph thing and see what happens. So why don't we now? How would we do that? Going to let me close a few windows here, all right? Because I got a lot of stuff open here, and that will be less confusing. In fact, I know that it doesn't affect OpenGraph Images because they work on my site in Facebook. So let's just go back here. I'm going to make sure that Hotlink Protection is enabled again. I think I turned it off last. Okay. Yes, so it is on. All right, so I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close this and that. I can close that for now as well. And that, I don't need that. Let's close this, and let's open up a new tab here. All right. That will be less confusing for my tired mind. Let's go to cybersalt.org, and let's go to entertainment, funny pictures, funny cat pictures. All right, and let's go to cat chiropractor. We'll show it some love. Now, is this image more than 200 by 200? Because if it isn't, Facebook won't pick it up. It's 300 by 302. Great. All right. So if I take this page and go to Facebook, and then I create a post. Now, it maybe has not been shared on Facebook for a while, so what I'm going to do is refresh this page, and then I'll do the same thing, and this time the image will show up right away, probably. Maybe not. Remember we looked a while ago at URL Debugger from Facebook, a tool that you can use to see what it looks like when your site, when a page is scraped. Go Control V. So what I did was I went to developers.facebook.com/tools/debug/sharing. I always just Google URL debugger, and it's the one that's at the top. I put the URL for my site into debug, and it will tell me what it sees. Now it's got an invalid URL because probably it's coming, I have CDN set up. That's interesting. That's probably something I'm going to have to fix then. Scrape again. Huh. I've run into this before. And what was the solution? We'll fall back on that later. Let's go to cybersalt.com, and let's go to tutorials, Gmail tutorials. We'll go to a page that's got a big image on it. I'm actually thinking about growing my beard back again. I got this image down here. All right, so let's go and try this URL. This URL has not been shared on Facebook before. Fetch new information. OG image could not be supplied. Valerie says, with this one could identify anyone who is plagiarizing content. Then you take a screenshot of their plagiarism and post it on your name and shame wall. Yes, unless there are extensions for that. I actually read about someone, I watched a video. They were putting content up on a website, and someone was duplicating their site right away, and Google was giving the authority as the first source to the other site. And so basically what they did to trap the people was they put up an article, and in the article they just hid in the middle was a sentence saying this content is originally owned by such and is being plagiarized on such and such a site. The people were so quick to upload the content that they were stealing, or maybe even as a bot that did it, they weren't reading it, and they were able to take a screenshot and send it to Google and say, aha, see, these people are stealing our information. So yes, this would be another way to put an image on their site and to watermark your image and that they were pulling from it and stick it on there. So yes, that would be a good tool for that. Now, OG image. Let's see all warnings here. Fetch your title, description, updated time. Yeah, I guess I have to work on that. All right, so I might not be able to. We might not be able to test this right now. We certainly could go to Hotlink Protection and disable this, and then go back to this URL from cybersalt.org and debug. But my problem here is notice that the URL here is // not the actual URL of the instance in my CDN that's using it. All right, well, how to test that with OpenGraph if my sites are not working properly and I don't have Hotometa set up very well or properly on any site. Sorry, John. Oh, hey, by the way, John Mulholt gave me the idea for today's topic. I meant to say that right off the bat. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness, that's too bad. I'm going to put that in the description because of the video, because I really, look, I even prove it to you, John. I have in the beginning of my show notes here, my notes here that I'm going through, John Mulholt, and actually he suggested this, and there was this URL that he suggested as a topic when he was reading about it. So let's just take a quick look at that too. So sorry, John. I don't know if you're watching, but live, but there. What is hot linking? How to prevent it in Joomla? How to prevent it? Hot link and now notice here what they've got here. If your site is running an Apache server, all you need to do is open the htaccess file in your site's root directory and add the following lines. And they have they have it set to allow Google, Bing, and Yahoo to show images. So the challenge is that having hotlink protection on, people might not be able to see an image if it's coming from, for instance, like you notice things like earthlink.com/webmail, because they have they're calling for the image within the email from their domain, and so therefore it wouldn't show. So that's something else to think about. So definitely check out that. And Ivor says, Ivor's always got great links. Here's a website to check for duplicate content. Excuse me. Oh, that is good apple juice, let me tell you. A little bit of cheese for breakfast and apple juice. I'm meeting a client for lunch today, so I will survive. OpenGraph, yes. Interesting. Well, we're going to have to definitely check that out. Let's check this Dupli checker. Plagiarism checker. Enter your text below and press check plagiarism. Cool. Let's do one of my Totally Tim, Cybersalt Shaker. Vinny's going to test it with iLevel Time Radio. Let's see. Does it? And it shows. Oh, you can do it by URL. Cool. Let's go. One of the interesting things too. Oh. HTTPS. You notice that the examples that I was looking at today, they were all HTTP images, which means one of the downsides too for people that are using those URLs, it's going to show up as mixed content on their web pages, and after December 1st, Google is not going to display pages that have mixed content, which is secure and insecure content. All right. Let's see. Scan properties, results found. Make it unique. Start search. Okay, so here's an article that I wrote, and it is similar. There's similarity on cybersalt.org, Cybersalt Shaker, Goodbye Bang, which is actually that article shows on my front page. It also shows where it lives. And then here's a really interesting address on CloudFront. Let's see, can we open a new tab? Yeah, it's my site, only it shows up on CloudFront. I don't understand what that is. Cloudfront.net. Is that actually the URLs that for my CDN? D20YZJ. Oh yeah, D20YZJ. So that page also exists in the cloud there. Sorry, on the CDN. So that's not plagiarized. And then also, come on now. Look at this. Oh, come on. I don't want to post this. I want to hit this X, turn it off. And then it says there's 10% similarity to the text in this YouTube video. But I think it's because there's just something interesting about the coverage. Okay, CloudFront is CDN, yep. I just was wondering if that was mine. I should have recognized it quicker. Anyway, so they think there's some kind of similarity between what I've written here on the home page to text inside this YouTube video, but clearly it looks very different. Why don't we go to Goodbye Bang, and then I can do this, and then we'll check the plagiarism count for that URL, the full URL of the page. That will show the full article. Oh, 1,000 words per search. All right. And it took those words and it jammed them in there. Oh, I thought it was 33 words over. Womp womp. That's so cool tool there. And of course, they have some tools for you to check out. Also, they must have, they got grammar check, reverse image search. Let's see that. You can search for an image by uploading plus with URL or by typing keyword and any word you want to search for related images. And then you can must be a way to find people that are using your images. Let's try that. Images, entertainment. Okay, entertainment. Clean jokes. No, funny pictures. Funny cat pictures. Let's go to the most hit page, which is this one here. Cat melon head. Let's go with the cat lion cut. All right. So, and then down here, let's go copy image address, and we'll go into reverse search. We'll paste the URL and hit enter. And what do we get? Well, find similar images in different search engines. So let's show matches in Google. Oh, hot linking will affect OpenGraph. Hot linking protection. Okay. Here's similar images to that picture. All right. And I put in Cybersalt for that, so it's here. It's on Pinterest. Snopes, look at that. Isn't that interesting that Snopes maybe is using that? Really, this is like something that they had to prove. Let's do Snopes. Photographs show domestic cat sporting a lion cut. True. Oh my goodness, they're desperate. View page source. Let's look for Cybersalt. No, it's not on there. So maybe I misunderstood in the results. So Vinny says Hotlink Protection does affect OpenGraph. All right, good to know. I guess we could have just Googled that, which I'm guessing is what Vinny did. Well, if it's doing that, I will go back and no, I don't have it enabled. I'll leave it off for now. I still need to solve that problem with the CDN. There we go. Oh, you tested it. Oh, you tested it with today's I Love Old Time Radio show. Okay. Well, then let's do this. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that for a topic next week. Let me just make a little note for that right now. Maintenance Monday number 114. Hotlink Protection breaks OpenGraph. Okay. All right. So maybe we'll visit that next week. All right. So I've got my Facebook page up here. And John Moholt. John, did you hear my apology for not mentioning that this was your idea at the beginning? I should have. I just left it in the message you sent me as a reminder when I went to pick a topic for today. So I meant to mention that at the beginning. Okay, so yeah, so here's some examples of how to enable hotlink protection using bandwidth. Using htaccess rules, which I have a little bit earlier, but yeah, another example of them. And this person having problems. Oh, you did? Okay, good. I know that you're not a vain person, so but I do like to give credit where credit's due, because this is such a group effort too. The comments say it doesn't work, but then Buddy said that I think he said somewhere that it's somewhere it's the setup of his server. Okay. The funny thing about htaccess rules is that some of them work on some servers, others don't. So you've got to fiddle around. He says that it doesn't work, but that I did not test it. Why don't we just try this then? Let's do it on my live site. First of all, let's go back to here. So it's disabled. I'm going to go to, let's see here. Let me just put chat on the right here. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh boy. The white box is not a good sign. Okay, so anyways, we'll just switch this back to full screen here. Now, I'm going to go to okay. Here we go. Now remember, this image here is being called from my site. All right, this deer person with their helmet on backwards. And I have Hotlink Protection disabled. So if I go into the htaccess file, let's do this here, open a new tab. If I go into File Manager, this is perhaps the world's ugliest htaccess file. And let's use the examples from Joomla here. Rewrite condition, we'll copy that. And then we'll go to here and we'll paste that code in there. Now I'm going to take out this exclamation mark and I'm going to use the URL starbikesforums.com. All right. And I'm going to put the rule in there. In fact, let's just let me bring my notes up here. And I want to go back to that page where we were. The other URL we looked at. To block just a particular site, it's this here, rewrite condition. All right, control copy. And go control V. All right, so there we go. Now I'm going to go back and get the URL from here and go back to where I'm editing that file. And go into there, and if it's just starbikeforums.com, just see if I did that correctly. I need a slash at the end. So, okay. Here we go. So if the site that's calling for the image is starbikesforum.com, let me just double check this here. Yes. That's HTTP. Well, first of all, I'm going to save this. Let's see what happens. First, did I break my site? No, I did not. There's a little video I made in 2013. Have sex and die. Interesting. So we'll go here. Will this person's helmet backwards disappear? Waiting. Going slowly. It does, but this is HTTPS. So why don't we try this? HTTPS in here. Okay. wonder if caching is bringing this up as well. This page loads slowly. Wow, super slow page. Slow example. Boo, do, 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 do. Oh, come on, you're killing me here. Oh, it does disappear. So that did work. Just make sure you have the HTTPS part. In fact, there's probably a way. Let's see here. HTTP bracket, left bracket S, right bracket before the question mark. S, HTTP S. Whoops, wrong place. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. HTTP refer. Okay, www. That's not the example. Joom Shaper 1. HTTPS. Okay, so we could actually use this code here. HTTPS. Up to the question mark before. Okay, control copy. HTTPS. Up to the question mark. Control V. Take out that. All right, so now that will do both star forms. All right, so it looks like the solution here, they are parentheses. Yes, I'm sorry. Parentheses. It's a left parentheses S, right parentheses. Sorry for calling it a bracket. I was pretty happy that I remembered caret. I think that's caret. All right, so what have we deduced today? Open source gets wrecked by Hotlink Protection. And so what you would want to do is, not open source, OpenGraph gets wrecked by Hotlink Protection. So what you would want to do is keep that off, but then look for people who are stealing your bandwidth through your web stats, and then you could exclude their URL. Yes. Okay. You could exclude their URL and then prevent them from using it. The OpenGraph thing is nicer to have, of course. Okay, so let's just try this here. Let's go in the back end of this site here. Administrator. Look at that. This image is broken. And let's see. Let's go to extensions and plugins and go to CDN. There we go. I use Regular Labs CDN for Joomla. And here's the setup. Let's see here. Somewhere in here, I think there was a setting. That I could set this so that I'll have to ask Peter about that. Let's see. Why don't we do a form check here? Oh, sorry, and I did not have my screen showing things there. Okay, right. Let's see. Regular Labs CDN Facebook OpenGraph image. Meta should use a full URL for its OpenGraph image. Let's throw Joomla in there. Huh. Hey, Brian. Good to see you today. Boy, oh boy, let me take a look. Brian, we're just fiddling around. I'm trying to get OpenGraph images to show from my CDN, but it can't grab them because it is not showing the absolute URL of the image. It's actually showing // which is a faster way for things to load. Let me get in here and see something. What was I looking at? Come on, brain. I was in here. I was going to go into the back end of my site. Which I am somewhere, right? Into the back end of my site. Extensions and plugins. I'm in there now. Foca. Interesting. Oh, gee. It's for graph. OpenGraph content. Oh, that's not it. Let's continue this here. All right. I'm going to go extensions, manage, and install from the web. Foca OpenGraph, because I don't have close to anything set up for Hotometa for all my pages on this site, but so we've got Foca OpenGraph content plugin, and we've got it allows adding OpenGraph information into the site. I believe this one is one that will automatically put things in. Yes, shame on you, Hotometa rules. I have not. Yes, I have not done the customizing of the 16,000 pages I have on this site. All right, let's go to extensions, plugins. Foca OpenGraph. All right, let's publish that. And let's go to here, article options. Common options. Yeah. All right, let's go back to here. And let's debug this again. I'm really trying to get this URL thing to work. Oh, Brian, Hotometa is John Mulhold, who's here in chat. It's his excellent Joomla extension that allows you to use custom fields for putting in your OpenGraph information on your pages, and which is great because that's core. So that stays from one version of Joomla to another. And hey, Chuck. Yeah, that's Hotometa. Hotometa by John Mulhold. Here's the extension here. And also, I click back, and here is the video, which of course you want to watch later. In the meantime, let's go back here. Oh, here we go. Scrape again. That's what it's doing wrong. Yeah. That's really messing me up there. Vinny is doing a stream this week, but it's not about Joomla. What are you doing it on? Oh, that's right. Vinny is doing War of the Worlds on Facebook. Okay, so... all right. Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. left coast of Canada time. All right, so this provide OG image. Let's see what these folks say. Okay. This is not the droids that I'm looking for. The droid that I'm looking for. Provided OG image URL CDN alias. Let's see what's going on here. No, that was the one I was just reading. So we'll close that. Let's see here. The domain. You can add an alternate domain name that's easier to work with, like example.com. By setting up your own domain with CloudFront, you can use a URL like this for objects in your distribution. When you specify URLs for directories in your CloudFront distribution, choose either always use a trailing slash or never to use a trailing slash. Okay. No, that's just not what I'm looking for. Well, something to work on. This is going to turn out to be a topic for a video once I figure it out. Yes, Vinny had an exclusive joke for me in the last Groucho show. I laughed out loud, which I did not type the full details of it when I mentioned that, Vinny. But yeah, my wife is away in Toronto. She gets back Halloween night, and anyway, so it's very quiet around here, and I've been hanging out by myself doing stuff, and then it's been fine. It's not my preference, but then all of a sudden I had this great belly laugh, and it was nice because a friend had put a little hidden comment at the end of a radio show, so it was very nice. It was a good laugh. It was good for my heart, and it was a nice cheery surprise. So for those of you, I don't know if we've talked about it publicly or not or anything like that, and I'll just leave it. But The only thing Vinny said, the only thing he knows about Canada is that you can get a $1,200 haircut up here. So this might be the what I've done in configuring my CloudFront with AWS. Let's try this. SmartDriveTest.com. And let's go to article here. And because this uses CloudFront, let's go and scrape this URL. URL. Yeah, so this one does show the OG image as that. Although the provided OG image URL shows that it should be fixed. It does pick it up here based on the raw tags that they did make it. So I must have a different issue going on my site there. Huh. Something for me to look into. Canonical meta tag URL. Nothing for image. Huh. How about that? Of course, this is my own site, which is heavily neglected. As you can see, it is a mess. View page source. F3 OG. See, there's OG image, meta name for the page, but that is not showing up. So it is actually in there, but this probably is getting replaced. Who knows? Fetch new scrape. Normally this... There you go. Object.url, HTTPS, of type article is invalid because the given value for property could not be parsed as type URL. So it's definitely that. I'm going to, gee whiz, I don't know if I log into my AWS account if I want to do that live with the screen going here. Seems to be like it'll be a recipe for tons of editing afterwards. I have 3 sites that I think basic Joomla is also on here. So let's go to basic Joomla. Let's go to tutorials. Let's go to use the vel. Could it be that it's being picked up from Cloudflare and cached? No, I don't. No, the image should. I don't think it is because I just did view page source and it shows up in there. I think it just can't. I've seen this before and I forget what the fix was. That the it sees the image under this URL here, and it's forward slash, and then the CloudFront URL. So let's go do this page here and scrape that one. Fetch new scrape. I'm taking this call because it says it's coming from Vermont. Hello, is the caller there? Hello? Nope. All right. I thought maybe Vinny was calling me because it said caller from Vermont. I don't know if I have Vinny's number in there or not. Of course, Vinny would have just said open up Skype there or something. I thought maybe it was a private call. Well, and it hung up, so it's probably another healthcare offer for me. See, here it shows the OG image. So let's go down here, see exactly our URL sees when it scrapes. Yeah, see, I have OG image here, HTTPS, basic Joomla.com images, vel, yeah. If I go here, I'm pretty sure that this image here, F12, is, yeah, see, it's to a CloudFront. So if I take this and go to share it on Facebook, reload this, paste this in here, it shows that. All right, so I must have CDN set up poorly on my for CyberSalt. Now I'm going to put this down as a topic. Hey, let me show you something. I'll show you this in a second. Let me type this down here while I'm thinking of it. OpenGraph. Okay, CDN set up for OpenGraph. Okay, so I said I was going to show you something. Let me change this screen here to full screen. Where is it? There we go here. Look at this. I have all these pages. This is super bright too, eh? Maybe. Anyways, I have all these pages of notes over perhaps in the last year. This is just Notepad that I got from Peter Regular Labs. So drop the business card. Anyways, I've been jotting down notes and I toss them to the side and it's terribly disorganized. So I have resolved within myself, even during live streams, that I will just take the time and type a digital note somewhere so I have that information, and I'm slowly working through notes. I have a box down here that's got more papers and a pile of papers beside it. So I've got to stop doing that. It's a bad habit, and so therefore I am... even on the live streams, I'm just going to pause and make notes so that I can be more organized. All right, so I made a note. I have to check out the CDN setup for that to make it better. All right. Okay, well, here, hey, look at the chat came up. What else shall we do? That's another thing that we can do there. So the scrape worked on basic Joomla. So why don't I do this? I'm going to go into, we'll do our own test right now on the OpenGraph. Root. Okay, and I need to go into here and open up cPanel for that, which is going to negate all this other cPanel stuff that I have open, and I'll close those things. No, do that. All right, so cancel. All right, so here we go. I will change screens now. Whoops-a-daisy. There we go. Now I'm going to go to Hotlink Protection here in Joomla. That's our basic Joomla. I'm going to enable it. Look at all those domains there. Okay. I'm going to enable it, and then I'm going to go back and I will fetch new scrape information. should actually log into the basic Joomla site. Go into there and clean the cache. Not now. Articles, clean cache. Okay, just reading just catching up on chat there, and I'll get to that in just a second. So I clean the cache. I go back here. Hotlink protection is on. So I fetch new scrape information. And I still get that image. So, interesting. That's based on the raw tags. So I'm probably going to have to check that out. Do some more reading here. Do some more reading and see if Hotlink protection does break OpenGraph. I know, Vinny, you said that it did for you, but it seems to not be doing it for me. Confusing. Oh, that's right. Vinny says he has notes like that, but they're all in Notepad++. Actually, that's what I'm using to put my notes in now, Vinny, is Notepad++. I have... Oh, yours is not on a CDN. Okay, so I think the CDN might be the problem. Oh, you're saying yours is not on a CDN, which is why it's breaking it. Yes. All right, well, we can do that easy enough. Let's go back to here. Extensions, plugins, CDN, and I will unpublish the CDN plugin. And now clean the cache, and we'll go back here, and we will fetch new scrape information. And it still picked that up. Let's go to here, open up a new page. Let's go with an absolutely different URL. Joomla tutorials. Let's go with the least viewed and least likely to be shared. More. And go copy. And basic Joomla. Okay, so now we're going to go and scrape that URL. Yes, okay. And there, it's not working. Good test. Whoops, let's do this again. Okay, it's just inferred, showing that things are missing. So then that means we can go back to Control Panel, to Hotlink Protection, disable that, and go back. Now we can go here, fetch new scrape information. And the cache is clean there. Let's go to that page view, page source, and look in here. I have an OG image there. Hard to say. Oh my goodness. Fiddly, fiddly, fiddly stuff. go to Firefox. Although I don't think this is a caching issue. Firefox debug. Sorry, debugging OpenGraph. An article about it. Yes. Okay. So let's URL debugger. Here it says I have to log into Facebook to use that tool. What is my password for Facebook? Let's see here. I'm trying too often. I tried once. All right. I'm giving up on that. I'll go to another page and try it. Error parsing URL. And here it picks up an image. Yep. If we enable Hotlink Protection, we'll go back here and clean the cache. Fetch new scrape information. And it looks like no difference. So we'll just try a new page here. Fetch new scrape information. Yeah, and the image is not shown. So yeah, I would say that it does break it. Just to confirm what Vinny said. Not that I was doubting Vinny, but I thought I gotta try this anyway. So does not see it. Go back here, disable it. Maybe I've overdone my rewriting stuff here. All right, well, because what did we last do here? We turned that off, which means the next one we can expect in the pattern is this URL. To copy that, put that URL in there, and we do get the image. So I think we can safely say that it does. Valerie, see you later. Do I want to take a vote on the full beard matter? Hey, anyone want to vote on whether I should grow my beard back or not? Sure, that's fine. Maybe we'll make that a point in the next video. Ask people. Maybe we'll run a vote for a while. We'll see. I was thinking about November the 1st as a date for regrowing the beard because it's the beginning of my 3rd year full time. So, just going to be a lot grayer than the last time I had it, which was back in 2016, I think. So, okay, so, oh, Valerie, you did say handwriting to text conversion, perhaps a reason to buy the Samsung Note 10. Yes, that would be cool. That would be cool. Some kind of handwriting conversion. But yes, saving up for it. Something to think about. Chuck, you tried to get the new J4 administrator template, but not sure how to get all of the GitHub stuff to get it all working. Don't have to answer now, but any link to video on how to get that working? Anyone? Let's try it right now. Let's bail on Hotlink stuff here. We'll get out of these things here. We'll leave. Let's close all these tabs. Yes, sirree. Maybe should not have closed that. All right. Close that. All right, let's go to YouTube. Let's go to last week's video on my channel. And that was that's Joomla 4 Alpha 12. Let's play. We'll pause. We'll go down here. And here's Kashwar Ahmed's Joomla 4 alternative. Vinny says he got an Amazon Fire tablet for $39. It's a great little tablet. Of course, you had to hack it a bit so you can install Google Play Store on it, but that was easy. Message for Valerie, who maybe has already gone. All right, so the link. Man, what did I clicked on the description and got sent to the link because I'm logged in. Here is the link here. All right. Now, what you want to download, and GitHub I find a little confusing as well, is this file right here, this zip file. And just wait while this downloads. Okay, and so download that zip file. Oh, I already have it because it's adding a 1. And now what we're going to do is I'm just going to switch screens here while I go into web hosting account again. Okay. And list accounts, and I'm going to go into basic Joomla and do that. Okay, so now we're back on the right hand screen. Now let's do this here. We need to create a subdomain. Okay, create a subdomain. Yeah, you know, I hardly ever, I think maybe I tried to use WAMP once. And I know that basically you're creating a PHP environment on your computer so you can install things and test them before you put them on the server. Instead of going on that learning curve, I just put them in subdomains and work on my site right in the thing. So yeah, this is what I do, subdomains. And this is Kashar, K-A-W-S-H-A-R J4. All right. I just remember that there. Okay, create that subdomain. We'll go back. It's very easy. They install everything for you. Who's they? Is what I'm wondering. File manager. The other thing too is that you have all the different settings in WAMP, don't you too, right? That you're setting up a PHP environment or what you want. That's also something that I'm not... is that how that works with WAMP? Okay, I'm going to upload. I'm going to upload to this folder. That zip file. Okay, now I'm going to reload. I had this happen the other day. I uploaded the file to and it did not show up right away. Let's go out here, Cachewar. Look at that, it's happening again. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but we'll put that file there again. And scroll down. I might have some kind of restriction happening on my server here. That might be the case. Let me upload an image here. So he says the file I uploaded already exists. I got red there. If I go here and reload. Oh, see, then they both show up. I don't know what was going on there. All right, let's delete that. Now I'm going to extract those files. And now I need to, and there's an installation folder. So now what I need to do is go into here, into databases. And there we go, MySQL database. And create that. I'm just going to create it KJ4 just to remember things. KJ4, create that. I'll go back in here and KJ4, I'm going to create a user. Add a user, create a user, KJ4. And I'm going to generate a password. It won't be that one. I'm going to generate a password. A different one. Okay. Create that user. I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to go down and add that user. I'm going to add KJ4 to KJ4 add. I'm going to give them all privileges. KJ4. All right. Now I can go to, probably should not have named the subdomain what I did, but Cachewar. Let me just paste something over here on my other screen. That's not what I want. All right. Save me typing it. I'm going to go Control A, copy. All right, and so now in a new tab, I'm going to go Control V / installation. And now we're going to set this site up. Site configuration, don't need a name. Site name can be empty. Alt J admin cat. Template. Okay. Tim@cybersalt.com. We'll do that. Next. Name Tim. Okay. Gonna go Control for the password. Now I'll do this. Great. Localhost database username is going to, let's see, this is where I want to put the password. And Control copy. There, the password. The user is basic UJ there. And the database name is the same. And we're going to install Joomla. Now we'll open the admin. CyberSalt. And then, just by installing those files, it becomes default. Oh, Brian, okay, so Linear use, also see in cPanel takes a long time to show up. Normally it did not do that in cPanel, but I will say this. Let me just check out to see what screen I got happening here. I will say this, I do have a new security package and setup on the, just looking at some construction workers in front of my house. I have a little thing with the city and the new curbs they put in. I will say that I have a new security setup on my server since I went to Liquid Web, and so maybe there's some kind of filtering or delay or something going on. But obviously the file did go, it just wasn't showing on refresh. So this is just something new, and I don't know if it'll continue. But all right, so Brian, you do not have cPanel, but you have unzip.php script, so you can upload a zip file onto to the server and then unzip it in a browser. Okay, cool. Of course, you can always just unzip it and FTP it up. It takes a little bit later, but anyways, yeah. So here is the new backend suggestions from that site, and these things move around. You can organize it that way. I haven't even looked at this. The other thing too, and I don't know if we'll look at too much right now. But one thing we did not look at was the media manager in J4 and what you could do with it or what was new. That's something to check out too. So we should probably resize, rotate, crop, quality, resize. Interesting. Oh, very cool. Well, we should look at that another time. Yeah, well, it could be that, Chuck. It could be WAMP, but who knows? Who knows what it could be? Yes, I really like the new installer for Joomla 4. I should do a little tutorial on how to set it up so that you can test it and put that online. Maybe I will do that on... Will I do that on Wednesday? I still don't have a topic for Watch Me Work live stream. Maybe we'll do that. By the way, that remember I reported something last week. The bug about that window not closing. Turned out that was already a duplicate report of a bug. So my first bug report in testing Joomla 4 was a duplicate that someone else had found. So. Yeah, it does load Joomla really quick. I like too that it shows that I like too that it makes you put in a site name and a username and requires all of that. I guess before it just had a default site name, but those are those are things when you're doing an install. Sometimes you get lazy and think, oh, I'll name the site and set this up all later. So it is good just to have that. Well, everybody, I think that's about it. I should go get ready so I can start to meet with my client at 1:30 and grab some lunch there. Thanks for the idea again, John Mulholt, and thank you everybody for hanging out with me today. Super sleepy, tired day for me. Brain is working slow, but anyways, when my wife is away, I just work and sleep when I want to. So yesterday, let's see, I only got 2 hours sleep Saturday night, and then so I went to bed I think maybe at 3 or 4, and I was going to get up at set my alarm to get up at 7:45 to get ready to go to church, and got 2 hours sleep all night. I couldn't fall asleep. I was tossing and turning. Then yesterday after lunch, super tired, so home from church, did some stuff, grabbed some, reheated some pizza, watched a bit of Netflix, and I thought I'm pretty tired and going to bed. So I think I laid down probably about 2:30, did not wake up until just before 7 in the evening, and then hit my stride around 9 or 10 o'clock, and then worked until 4 in the morning. So it's sort of this, I don't know, it's not the healthiest or the best choice, but it works for me and it gets the work done. And but anyway, so my hours are off a little bit, especially from, how it is the day after the day when you didn't get a lot of sleep. So, and things are out of whack. But anyway, so we'll see what we do on Wednesday, and we'll go from there. So everybody, until then, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all your help in the stream here. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.